Welcome to this edition of the Western Canada Officiating Coaching Development Partnership. In this segment, we're going to move beyond the X's and O's of officiating. We get the officials to a point where they're doing a really good job with the skills they need, such as skating, positioning, creating sightlines, and using good judgment. Then we can begin to talk about the next level of officiating development. Things like game intelligence, awareness, presence, and game management. We talk about the feel for the game. What even is that? And how do we help officials to understand what it is and how they can use it to be better officials? Chris Kreitz is a retired WHL official who had a tremendous career that included Memorial Cups. Chris has begun his officiating coaching career and provides an interesting perspective and insight to officiating coaching. Let's hear from Chris.
It was really just being around the dressing room that got me into it. And then, like I said, I started in Pee Wee, but worked my way up through the Sask First program. When I started doing that, went to a few evaluation camps, which eventually led to be working in the league, and first as a linesman, then as a referee. And as my career went on, realized how special it was, and so many good memories from it. Whether it's the first game puck there that's got the yellowest tape, or right up to the last game. There's so many good memories from my time in the Western Hockey League. I think it's absolutely left a huge impression on my life, my career. It's shaped me, an identity in a way. I spent so much time around it, around the Western Hockey League, around those rinks. The amount of time and the commitment and the perseverance to stay at it that long, it did shape me a lot. Without it, I'd be a very different person, I think. That first season away from hockey was tough. After 17 years, it was such a change, and it was a hard adjustment, much harder than I ever thought it was going to be. So for me, it's a way to stay involved at that high level, which I found to have success. I found to be part of my identity. So getting back into it, being able to coach officials now at the levels I've been able to start out at, I feel very fortunate. It feels good to be part of the game again, be involved. It's not the same as being on the ice, but it's a new pathway that I'm looking to work my way back up in and try and accelerate at. And I had a lot of good coaches throughout my career, so I hope I can be that coach now for the next generation of young officials. That's one thing right now that I think I can bring to the game, is having a long career and then being recently retired. I can relate to the guys. And if I see them not call a penalty or call one, I think I can relate why they did or why they didn't, or I can think, okay, I've been there, but this is what I did, or make a suggestion and try and help them out. But I do think being recently retired is something I can bring to them for sure. I totally think I rely a lot on experience and think if this is something I did early in my career, maybe it's a penalty I called where I knew I wouldn't call it later in my career. What adjustment did I make? What did I do differently so that I wasn't making the same mistake twice? And I'll try and relay that message to the officials I'm talking to or working with in the game. So right now I find like I'm really relying on that to try and develop my own style, but trying to be calm and level-headed as well right now, because I feel like I was a pretty calm demeanor for the most part on the ice and had good rapport with the teams and the coaches. So I'm trying to relate that to the guys in the room and bring that same demeanor right now. For myself right now, as I'm still relatively new at these levels, it's a combination of taking some styles of officiating coaches that have worked for me and helped me, but on the other hand, trying to develop my own. So it's certain strategies, again, from prior, but I'm trying to also mix that with conveying it my own way so that I am my own supervisor. I don't want to be just a copycat of someone else and repeating all the things that they told me. Yeah, feel for the game is interesting. It's, I guess, knowing when to involve yourself in the game, when to do the right thing. If the right thing is calling a penalty late, then you have to put your arm up and call that penalty late. Knowing how to manage periods or conflict throughout the game When the building's getting loud at you or a coach is on the bench, how do you handle that without yelling back to bring the temperature of the game down? Having that feel, having that rapport, they're hard to teach verbally. I find that a lot of those things are learned skills, and it's probably going to take some tough nights to learn some of those skills, but it also takes the commitment of learning from your mistakes, maybe watching some video, being an active learner, going and watching games, seeing how guys that have been really good at, say, game management, what have they done? Ask them questions. So a little bit of learning on the fly. So it's not an X's and O's exercise. It is active learning. I think developing your own style and your own personality as an officiating coach is important as well. Officials can take something different from every officiating coach. So at that, like having everybody the same, everybody being a cookie cutter, doing the same job, I don't think would be good. As an official, you're maybe not going to always agree with the officiating coach, but if you take something from each of them, even the smallest thing might mean a successful change in your game on the ice that can lead to improvement down the line. For younger levels, I don't think it requires someone that worked junior A or major junior. It's important at the grassroots that we just have people there supporting the young officials. Not everybody's got the opportunities that we've got. Those people are just as important as high-level officials, as having professionals come to major junior. It's just as important that every local association has local guys to support their young referees at the grassroots level. I just think it's a great way to stay involved in the game. For me, even being around the guys now in the room, like I still miss the competitiveness of being on the ice, but that being part of the team, being someone that they can look up to and ask questions to, just like I did in my career. I can be that person now, and I'm happy to help out and be that support for new officials that are moving their way up, and I hope they can have the same success that I had in my career. I hope that I can help them now achieve that.
Thanks to Chris for his time and his thoughts. It is fun to see the pyramid being built and the officials' hockey IQ grow and take shape. This episode was about the art of officiating. We hope through Chris's stories you got some good insight that will help you when you're coaching officials. Thanks again for the time you spend in the arenas. Stay warm, and we'll see you again soon.